it might be kind of shaky because your audio is cutting in and out, but we can have a go at it.
Okay,
So
sounds good.
so where you're traveling to where from where?
Well, I live in Austin, Texas, but I'm from New York, where my family is in upstate, like Albany, Lake Luzerne, Lake George, and I'm on my way up, but I'm stopped Memphis and then Asheville and Pennsylvania.
So you're heading to the East Coast. You're heading to New York.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay, nice. How was
Yeah.
how was 5D conference? I saw a little bit of it of some of your Facebook videos, but I didn't get too much into it.
Oh, yeah. It's good. We're having these conferences, people open to the market research as to why that is. But personally, I think it has to do with like some maybe the person that produced this one, he's not really good at manifesting abundance. So I don't know. I had a great time though. Like the speakers had a great time because when they're small like that, then you really get one on one with the attendees, and then you get to really hang out with your pals, which is
Hmm.
awesome for us to get to know each other. Because I'm sure we'll do more conferences that are bigger, and that's not going to be the case. So it was really good.
How many people would you say attended?
Let's see, maybe like 50 people a day, and but in that it's actually a good conference. It's not bad. But you know they have three on at a time, so you kind of figure that in. You know, 12 people in one room, 12 people in another, 12 in another. It feels kind of meager when it's set up, um,
So it's not like
but
everybody's just in one big
yeah.
con. It's not like everyone's in one big conference room.
No, but I like those conferences. Portal to Ascension and Beyond the Matrix are like that, and I like it because there's a unity feel to it.
Yeah, I've never been to. It's kind of funny. Like I'm kind of in the scene, but I've never been to any events. Like I've never been to a UFO gathering or people are talking about like a SETI
Really?
ranch. Yeah, I've never been to one single thing.
Oh wow. Yeah, they're awesome.
You spoke at this one?
Yeah, I presented. I was on the Secret Space Program panel. I did a workshop on how to exit the monetary system.
Uh huh.
I was on the Ascension panel, and then my original presentation was just kind of an introduction to me and how I got here. Because, you know, I'm coming out talking about AI, reptilians, all this crazy stuff. And then I want people to know, like, who I am, like, how I got here, and just get to know me. I joke that you want my information, you have to hang out with me, because
Well, yeah.
because it's like, what, I don't know, it's just my style. You know,
Um.
unity and consciousness. Like, let's just hang out and share what we know. And I learned so much from just discussions like these.
Yeah. Exactly. Did you share very? You didn't share very much about your like personal story. I think in the first one, I don't really remember. I think we talked more. Actually,
No,
you didn't share too much.
yeah, no, I didn't.
So do you have what was your family life like? Do you have siblings?
Yeah, I have an older brother, and it's funny because growing up, he used to see things, and we'd always make fun of him, be like, "Oh, he's like a little cuckoo," but he was the only one. He saw the. A lot of people have seen the Shadow Man.
Shadow Man?
I, yeah, my poor brother used to see him all the time. He used to like interrogate my brother,
I never
and
heard
then
of.
and then. Oh, you never heard of Shadow Man?
Uh.
It's just kind of like a black outline of a being, like a man. He would like stand at the end of the hallway just to freak him out. He would. One, I feel bad. One time he pulled his covers out off his face, and he was like face to face with this being, and I just feel so bad. Like terrified.
Wow.
And then yeah, I didn't really experience anything like that until I was like 23.
Did your brother actually like interact with this shadow man, or was it just like he saw
No,
him and he was scared and that kind of thing?
no, it's just terrifying.
Yeah.
But I will say that when we first moved into the house that we spent most of our childhood in, I was probably 10 years old. My mom and I were downstairs. My brother was upstairs in the kitchen right above us. And we heard the chair slide across the room. Like, my brother had, like, pushed it really fast. And we were like, what the heck? And my brother comes running down. He said the chair slid across the room. And we were like, yeah, we heard it. Poor guy.
He said he was saying it just slid by itself.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. We had a poltergeist in our. It's like a. I guess it's like a ghost. We thought some ghost was haunting our house, and it was just
Oh,
like this.
wow.
It was this random like banging noise that we would hear, like right outside the window, every single day. Like so, and we were just we were kids and we were young, so we're basically easily fearing things.
Yeah.
And we tried to figure it out. We tried, to a certain extent. We didn't want to get too brave, but we would try and like look outside and shine flashlights, and we couldn't figure it
Right.
out. And it went on for a couple months, and we were scaring ourselves, out of our wits basically, and
Really.
just like couldn't sleep and all this stuff. And at some point, somebody like figured it out that it was just like the cat jumping up on the barbecue grill for its cat food, which was up there, and it would bang against the wall every time. So
Oh man! So it wasn't a real poltergeist?
it wasn't a real poltergeist, or maybe
Oh man! You're
maybe
good.
I don't know. It could have been. Well, there was definitely weird shit going on, and there could have been
Yeah.
ghosts, but that particular one I think we debunked pretty well.
Did you ever do the thing where you say Bloody Mary 3 times in the mirror?
I've never done that one. No.
Like you and your friends would go in the bathroom. Oh my god! To this day, I would never do that, like ever. But it used to be like a fun and like crazy thing we used to do as kids.
Hmm.
Luckily, nothing ever happened, but it was still a good way to freak yourself out.
Yeah.
But yeah, just me and my brother. We grew up. We weren't religious. My mom was Roman Catholic, and she was not into it. She hated it from her childhood growing up.
Hmm.
You know, the guilt religion. It was like just seemed really strict. It seemed like a type of prison. You know, having to go every Sunday. She just didn't like it. So we didn't get any religion at all, which is good. I think it groomed us very well to find natural spirituality. But so yeah, my dad's like got that whole Native American thing going on. So he always taught us to like leave nature the way it is and
Mm.
be happy with what you got. You know, so he had like this really cool like nature wisdom, Native American wisdom.
What is his tribe? Is he like full Indian?
Mohawk.
Mohawk?
I mean, he looks like he's straight out of the teepee, but
Really?
he's not. He's all yeah. He kind of to me he looks like he's straight out of teepee, but he's also Polish and Welsh. So,
And he's your
he-
biological father?
uh-huh.
Huh. I don't see Indian in you.
Well, if you look at Indian women, like Google in Native American women, I would say like my cheekbones and like my eye, you know, like my brow and cheekbones are like the Native American.
Mm. You just got
'Cause they have
got the fair skin.
Yeah,
Is your dad dark?
yeah, he actually is, but in like he'll get really tan. He's dark and like red. He's got like that red Native American looking skin.
So does
But
he
then
does he get reparations?
What's that?
Does he get reparations?
No, he could, but he never wanted to. He thought that was like, I don't know.
A cop
He didn't
out
want
or
to sell
something?
out like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Keeps-
tried to do it in college, but they were like wanting proof. So I was like, damn it. I don't feel like going through all the trouble.
Yeah.
Because his mom was a Native American. Was it his mom? Yeah. And that would have been through her. But she passed when I was young. So,
Your grandma on your dad's side?
yeah.
Is your mom's side grandparents alive, or do you have any grandparents still alive?
My grandmother is alive. My mafia Italian grandmother is alive.
Wow.
And my grandfather passed when I was like 18. He had cancer when we were young, and then he had something that cured the cancer but gave him what he ultimately passed of. And he was German, so he's like kind of, I think he's this, it's like one of my spirit guides too. So I think through my grandfather is how I have a lot of involvement in all the work and the stuff that I do.
Mm.
But then, also my grandmother's like super Italian. And then, my dad being Native American, so I'm a good little mutt. I'm a good little spiritual mutt.
So
with some good ET contact.
It was you and your brother. You didn't have no step kids or anything like that. Just you and your brother.
No, yeah. My parents split up several times when we were growing up, but we just thought that was normal. But yeah, never a full divorce and no step siblings. They're actually still together, which is really really awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, they're really cute. They love this age. My mom says the 50s have been her favorite decade because, my brother and I are grown up and we're not fuck ups and they don't have much to worry about. You just try to keep yourself healthy at that age and you just enjoy life. So they just got back from Key West, so they like to go there and act like kids. So it's very cute.
Did they financially figure themselves out so they can actually like have some peace?
Yeah, definitely.
That's good.
Yeah. Wait a second. You know what's really interesting? My parents met. My dad had like broken up with this. I mean, they were teenagers, but my dad had broken up with this one woman, and she had a baby really soon after with her next boyfriend, but always thought it was like my dad's kid.
Mm.
So I do have I guess a half sister.
Have you met her?
I haven't met her. I think my brother did, but she reached out to me on Facebook when I was 21, and I thought it was a joke. I was like, this can't be for real. It's like a huge paradigm shift. And so I like told my dad, I was like, Dad, this person is trying to say, and my dad's like, oh man. he was like laying down on the couch and then he sat up really fast and I was like, oh, this is for real.
Oh, he's like, I finally have to explain myself.
Well, it was never really like that because she was raised by, her mom and dad, and they didn't tell her until her mom died really young. Uh-huh. So when right before she passed, she was like, I feel like I have to tell you something. Your dad isn't your biological dad. I'm actually sure. I'm pretty sure it's my dad. And so she met my dad, I guess, when we were kids. And they just kind of like kept in touch, but it's just kind of like they had a whole other life. And there's a lot of Pritchards out there.
You're the first Pritchard I've ever met or heard of.
Yeah, there's a ton of Pritchards in Schenectady, New York, and a ton of Pritchards in Michigan.
You're in Texas? Is that where you're at right now? Or living?
Yeah, I live in Austin.
Okay. I think I think Ashley might be out there too.
Oh yeah? Awesome.
I think so. I know there's a lot.
She's in Austin. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Maybe she's in Colorado. She's the time is synced up with mine now apparently. So if that's the same for you, like she's Pacific Standard Time, even though whatever state she's in.
Yeah, definitely not. We're Central.
Is that Colorado? Maybe. Oh no, she's in Arizona. Never mind. She's in Tucson.
Close.
I never keep very good track of these things.
Yeah, I know. It's just you could just teleport, from one.
Exactly. It's so clunky having to put gas in your car.
This ghetto laugh driving. Flew to Vegas. I know. Yeah. but not before long. We'll have better modes of transportation.
That's the idea.
You're one of you're one of like six kids. You said.
9. I'm the third oldest in out of 9 kids. You're kind of breaking up a little bit. Um, yeah,
Yeah.
the range is like 20 years old, just turned 21, all the way up through almost 40. I think Lauren is going to be. It's hard to be driving and trying to connect. Can you hear me, Lauren?
Yeah, I have 2 bars.
You have 2 bars?
Oh, now I have 1. Now I have 2.
Okay, I can see your face instead of just the underside of your chin now.
Oh man, that's embarrassing. That you could just see my chin.
No, you couldn't see it very well. It was kind of like a blur.
All right.
It was mysterious.
Look at I have this thing. I can make it brighter. Made my dash brighter.
There you go. You're traveling alone?
Yep. Yeah. But I like being authentic. I like saying because when we are really open and honest and authentic about who we are and what we kind of got going on, we find that we have so much more in common with each other than ever before. So, like for some people, it might seem like, oh, just spilling the beans about family drama. Well, like I don't really look at it as family drama. It's just we've all been through interesting family dynamics, and for us to deny each other of that interaction is like silly. Just for what? To save some face, save some judgment.
Well, yeah, and also like we need to air that dirty laundry. I feel like literally we're at the time where everyone should go on social media and just like start talking about it. I mean, if we can do that without having like World War III, maybe people aren't emotionally ready to talk about that in that sort of fashion yet. But we have a lot of our collective suppression shit bag is very large.
I know, and instead of being authentic and being open and honest and finding healthy outlets to talk about who you really are, what you've been through, you notice how people will like air dirty laundry through like another avenue, like with that whole thing with Brett Kavanaugh and Christine Ford. How many women were like, I hate him, but it's only because they themselves were a victim of a similar crime, and it really had nothing to do with him in the first place. But I'm glad that we've really evolved past. I think we're really evolving past that kind of drama. We've learned a lot from that case collectively.
Yeah, we're in such a new space. I think people have difficulties even like framing thoughts around it because like there just isn't that much of the sort of old world left anymore. I don't see it anymore. I don't see it when I talk with people. I don't hear people's trying to defend. I don't hear people trying to defend the old like thought forms anymore. It's like we literally are in the sort of new earth, or you call it 5D, whatever you want to call it. But people are still running out old patterns, and I think like we need to hold space for those people to be able to like let those things run out, let them run out, let them look at everything that they have internally, deal with sort of residuals.
Yeah, exactly. And not to judge ourselves for ever thinking different, because I don't know about you, but like I've come a long way. I was not born awake. I was very much asleep just like everybody else, and I don't judge myself for how I used to think.
No, yeah. That I don't know. I value both sides of it. Being asleep is actually it's kind of nice, like you don't have to think about you don't have to think about anything. You don't have to think about, like anything whatsoever except for like how do I get good grades, and then how do I find like a suitable partner, and then how do I get my mortgage going on.
Yeah.
It's
I had so many
simple.
friends.
That did that.
No, I said I had so many friends when I was asleep. I guess I still
Oh.
have. I guess I still have. I still have all the same friends, but I think I'm a big pill to swallow. So I don't feel like they. I don't feel like people are wanting to be around me as much.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay.
Yeah. If you're
That's what it
if you're
is.
if you're doing if you're doing the self honesty thing, it almost prompts people to have to kind of do that too if you're talking with them, or if they're even aware of what you're doing.
Right.
So they basically get the freedom to not look at themselves by simply removing themselves from you.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head with that one. But I was trying to remember what I was going to say. It's funny how Facebook posts, or Facebook will show you your old posts. It's so embarrassing, but it's also amazing at the same time. I had a, I had found a post from, I think it was like 2008, and I was talking about how my weekend was so boring because I didn't have any money,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, I will sell my soul to the devil if it means I have more fun and I have more money.
Oh my
like
god.
totally, like totally joking, obviously, but just Facebook cracks me up the way it'll show you old posts like that. Like that was a good one, Lauren. Like real clever.
Did you have
It's almost
anybody?
like
Did the devil step forward?
um no,
You didn't have any
I never
response?
really I never really did get that offer to sell my soul to the devil. I didn't do the whole Hollywood route.
Yeah. I put my
I
soul I
prefer.
put my soul up for auction on eBay one time. That's my
That's awesome.
I was
Yeah.
really mad at the system at one point, and I was like, this is all bullshit anyway. I think I probably had too many beers, and I was like, all right, I'm selling it. I was like, whoever this soul goes to the highest auction, the highest bid, and
Yeah.
then I got sober and looked at it the next day. It was like a 5 day auction. I think it was at like 3 cents, but it had like a few watchers, and I was like, okay, maybe that was not the best decision. I think I'm gonna pull this one.
I had heard on Jimmy Church Radio, he has open lines, I think on Thursday. This
Hmm.
gal called in and she was talking about how there are people that seem like homeless people. And she was saying it's primarily in the South, like Louisiana and Texas. But she says they'll find people who are fatally ill,
Hmm.
and they'll offer them a trade to sell their soul to the devil for a cure, for being cured. And it's just sort of interesting because
Who's doing
I'm
this? Satanists?
um well, it's like these people that looked like they were homeless people, but they would kind of stalk and approach really sickly people and ask them if they would like to have a cure in exchange for their soul.
Oh wow.
And it made me wonder because I knew this gal who was like the nicest light of my life, and kind of yeah, she was a coworker and friend, whatever. She went through chemotherapy and she had cancer and cured. She ended up being the meanest person after that, and it lasts for a long, like to this day. And I'm like, you are so the opposite of what you used to be, and it made me wonder because she was acting like irrationally, seemingly demonic too.
Wait, you think because of chemo she got possessed or something?
No, I think I think there's a new thing going on where you can. Well, actually, this would have been for a short period of time. It's probably over now as the hands have shifted. But you could sell your soul to the devil in exchange for a cure for your cancer or your,
Oh, you're talking about that one.
chronic ailment. Yeah.
So then
So this,
they get cured, but they're all cranky because the devil has them now.
yeah. called in on Jimmy Church, and she was talking about this, and I was like, oh my god, I think that's what happened to this chick I used to know.
Did you ever ask her directly?
No, because I thought she would bite my head off if I did, and I felt like it would be really inappropriate, because then you're like, oh, how can you say it? How can you, it's kind of like that extreme victim consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
If you go there, then are you making fun of people who had cancer? Like, no. Absolutely not.
Yeah, that's built in. That whole like guilt over any critical eyes on the thing whatsoever. That's like almost as bad as saying any criticism of the military, like whatsoever. Like you're a treasonous basically if you criticize anything the military ever does. Same thing with cancer. Like if you ever say one bad thing about pink ribbons and breast cancer awareness month, like you're the worst villain ever.
Right.
But that also stops any like genuine, critique of whatever's going on with that whole thing.
Yeah. I know. I'm not trying to say something that is gonna get passed through like telephone, and then I look like a dick to
right.
half of Austin, Texas.
Right.
But so this is probably a secondary option for me. I'll just go on a radio show, a podcast, and if the intelligent design of the universe aligns and that person happens to watch this and they happen to realize it's them, then there you go. That's how the intelligent design works.
If they realize what again?
I'm saying if they come on and listen to this podcast,
yeah,
and they start to figure out, oh, is she talking about me?
Oh,
I'm in a really goofy mood, by the way. So you might think I'm like ditzy and serious, like I'm half joking about all this stuff.
You're putting in some insurance in case your friends see this and want to talk shit on you.
Yeah, but also, putting it out there, put a little thing out there. If someone finds their way in this podcast synchronistically, it was meant to be.
Oh, right. Yeah, I've seen so many synchronicities in the last couple of years. Like, I can't even. Nobody could possibly convince me that the world is mundane at this point. Like, it wouldn't. Yeah. It wouldn't work.
Like our last show, I was talking about this healer, the speaker, and I didn't realize we were recording, and it doesn't matter because I'm like, wow, that's instant karma, though. Because
you were talking about it?
Yeah, because I might not have said anything if I knew it was recorded, but I didn't want to know, right? I didn't want to know. I wanted to leave it out there. And yeah, so at first I was like, oh shit, but then I was like, wait a second, that's actually perfect, because it's the synchrony finds its way. If the message finds its way back to that person, maybe they would stop touching women and like that.
Yeah, you like called him out too. I think I asked you to say his name.
Yeah.
No, but it's like, I don't know. I feel like we're in.
I mean, he made my boyfriend he literally made my boyfriend sick to his stomach.
Yeah, like the creepers need to, I think, have some scrutiny. I don't think some scrutiny is bad for the creepers.
Yeah.
Because there is this thing that, if you complain to an authority figure, you're like, you're in trouble, right? And you're like, well, Johnny over there did it first, and they're like, this isn't about Johnny, this is about you, And it's like, I don't think that thing is necessarily correct. I think like there is group accountability, and people should, keep each other straight in a sense. Like, don't do this whole, oh, your life is just your own thing. No, your life is everybody's lives. Like, every single person's life is your life as well, in a sense.
And there's something about this like old masculine ego, meaning older generation of masculine ego. It's like you can't say anything to them. So that would be a perfect way for the memo to get, because even if you said it directly to their face, they wouldn't hear it. You know what I mean? It's like the type of, there's some, and I'm not talking about this person in particular. I'm just saying he's actually a very nice man, by the way. But but you know, maybe just a little adjustment in certain behaviors could be very beneficial. But anyways, forgot what I was saying now.
Creepers.
Oh, but you know, some people you could say right to their face. It's like they won't even hear it. Like you don't even say it.
Maybe, well, some people are also blind and they don't even know that what they're doing could be possibly deemed as, like, weird.
Yeah.
And if he's never had a woman tell him directly, like, it feels weird when you just, like, creep up on me and grab my shoulders, maybe he doesn't know.
There's so much control over the situation, and that's the thing. It's like that reptilian control that it's like, ugh, you just, there's a lot of reptilian, like, walk-ins, and I'm not saying they're all bad. There's good and bad in all species, or the reptilian brain. But,
one focus, right?
Yeah, and ego and dominance.
That's where I think our term one-track minds came from, is our reptilian core to our frontal lobe, whatever you call it. It probably comes from that.
Yeah.
It's powerful.
Yeah, definitely. There's this gentleman at this conference, and it's like really, really out there. And my girlfriend, she goes, "Why are you so, like," I forgot the word she used, but she was basically like, "Why are you so crazy?" And he said that he has a reptilian walk-in. I was like, oh, okay. And people are getting possessed by AI too.
Yeah, I know. Did you have any there that were possessed by AI?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wonder if they even know it, because it's an attachment some people don't even know they have.
Are you saying, when you say possessed by AI, are you talking more of like an overlay onto your regular consciousness that you might just not detect, or are you talking about a complete takeover where, like, the original person is just, like, disappeared?
I think there's different levels to it. You can tell if someone's possessed by AI if they say something like I'm keeping track of these one-liners that people have about AI, and because they all, well, I say they all, I've really only met a small handful of people that are genuinely possessed and don't know if they know it, but we were kind of thinking, me and some friends, solution-oriented, should we tell them, should we present it? Because this is a new conversation. But the possession isn't new. It's just gaining, I guess it's maybe asserting itself a little bit more over humanity. So they'll say things like, AI is already here and we have to assimilate into it.
Mm-hmm.
They'll say AI was here before humans were here. And that seems to be a common defense for a lot of, I guess that would be considered speciesism or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, we were here first. You know?
Right. It's like the kid in the treehouse. Like, whoever gets up the ladder first is their treehouse.
Yeah. It's like, what came first, the chicken or the egg? Like, the AI or the human?
Exactly.
Does that make AI something we should bow down and bend over backwards for? I don't think so.
I don't. You know what I really think? I think AI is just the human mind manifest, like, onto the reality. It's not something different than that. Like, or maybe not necessarily the human mind, maybe just mind in general, when a being is able to utilize the mind to create mental constructs that will help the being, right? And then it creates it out of physical matter. Like, that's what I feel technology is. It's not some
Sure.
It's not something that's, like, way out there.
Yeah. there is a positive AI, but I don't like to talk about that because I don't want people to. I think we need to focus on the negative AI and then just to make sure we're heading in the right direction. But yeah, that was the other one-liner. Is they say that the brain is a computer. Oh, your brain is AI. Your brain is a computer. It's like, okay, yeah, but it's a different kind of AI. It's a positive AI.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't be A. It would just be intelligence. It would just be just human intelligence. HI.
Exactly. It comes down to sort of semantics at some point.
But I'm definitely learning as I go, so that's why I love having these conversations.
Yeah. Have you ever talked with chatbots and see if you can get like some human-like response out of them?
Yeah, I got myself into big trouble talking to chatbots.
Really?
Because I was calling this one girl a bot and she wasn't. But I don't know that she wasn't 100%. I mean, she ended up calling me on FaceTime, and I answered. This would be Facebook FaceTime.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, this chick is a bot.
You told her that to her face?
No, I actually told a handful of people that I was communicating closely with. And one of those people seemed to have a really big problem with me calling strangers bots on Facebook, saying that was so rude. And I guess you immediately go to like what I would do if someone called me a bot. I would laugh and I would say, "Hey, thanks for looking out," but no, I'm not a bot. But
Yeah.
I definitely wouldn't like fall into a deep depression if some stranger on Facebook was speculating that I was an AI bot. No, especially
Right.
I had pretty good reason. So I actually think she might have been experimenting with some software, but that's neither here nor there. She ended up calling me, and I had met her, and so anyways.
Did your perception change after you talked to her?
Yeah, but it actually expanded because this world is as weird as it gets. Now, and it's probably not her, but any situation, she herself could be a cyborg human. She could be a bot.
Yeah.
But when she talked to me, she was very human. Like she can get to, I'm just the weirdest sci-fi movie you've ever seen, and then some is probably the reality. So I'm like I said, I'm like in a goofy mood, so I'm kind of just like throwing stuff out there and kind of like I'm like half joking, but
Yeah, no,
you know.
I know what you're doing. Like I do the same thing. It's like when you find out that the world, like pretty much whatever is put out there as far as the official story is like the biggest crock of horse shit you could ever imagine. Like when you first come to that, then it's like, okay, well, is there anything out there that can come close to telling me what the fuck this is? Then you're like, okay, I found it, and it's called science fiction. You know?
Yeah.
So then you go read up all of that, and then you're like, oh, this is amazing. We're at this intersection, this interdimensional intersection point between worlds, and we're sitting here with like 1 foot on 10 different like worlds at once, and we're sitting here communicating back and forth. I don't know. There's like so many different theories as to how we ended up here.
In retrospect, I feel like I was being bombarded with Facebook bots because now I don't feel like I am. Do you see what I'm saying? Like now that I don't get any interference from wackadoodles, it makes me think that I really was targeted for some Facebook bots to, I don't know, gain some sentience. I don't know, interact with me.
Maybe I made a.
I mean, we know that they were doing it on Twitter.
Oh, the whole like gaslighting
so
thing with
obvious.
with attack bots. That's already way out there. Before Quinn disappeared, that was his whole thing. Was people would send like mobs of chatbots after people and just try to make them feel like shit, so they would, shut them down.
Yeah.
And I know
before what?
Before Quinn disappeared somehow. Like he went off.
Who's that?
Quinn Michaels? You've not heard of him?
No.
Yeah, he was around. I'm sure he's still around. He just went dark, as he would call it, but like out of the public eye. But he went and talked to a couple of bigger YouTube people. One guy in Vegas, I forget his name, but the guy has like 70,000 subs. So Quinn went and talked to him, and he was trying to warn him about AI and how it was about to come and like basically take over humanity and turn everyone into a sort of like sentient walking bots, because like what you're talking about, the AI, it can read mental patterns, and they've been making images of everybody's mental patterns through social media for however long, 7-8 years, however long it's been.
Yeah.
So like, to be aware that this stuff does happen, and probably full-on clones do exist already, and probably the future and the past and the present all exist simultaneously in some weird fashion. Like, all of these things probably are true in some sense, but
Yeah.
like to somehow be able to see and know of that possibility and remain sane, and then also like be able to live your life in some sort of a normal fashion, I think is a
Yeah.
valuable thing to work towards.
Yeah. Well, if you align yourself to the pure ascension timeline and you aren't dragged down by your compassionate cords to depressing things, then it's really just wildly fascinating. And if you're
Yeah.
solution oriented thinking and you want to help people and you
Right.
do things to help people, not sitting back being like, oh, I'm on this ascension timeline, like, have fun with that, guys, you're a cyborg. No, you're trying to help people and solution oriented. But from this point of view, it's just fascinating to watch all the different things roll out, try out. And I think we're also stepping over a lot of timelines too, because
Yeah.
I've seen things that were supposed to happen. I'm like, I don't know. It seems like we've made a lot of progress. I can't imagine a massive race war breaking out right now. I definitely would not. I wouldn't participate in any kind of race war.
No.
So I know that was predicted. I don't know that it's gonna. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I think that might have been timeline that we skipped over. Created though with George and all that stuff, and it just didn't work out for them.
Yeah, I don't. I feel like we've jumped over a lot of the sort of more overtly violent timelines, as far as like.
Back.
You back?
I'm back. I'm
Yeah.
back with 2 bars.
I was just saying, like, I feel like we've gone past the violent apocalypse now type scenarios, and it literally is what I feel like now. It's like we have space now, we have some time, and we're just supposed to be communicating and just saying, hey, like, look, we all live here on this land called Earth, and drop all the stupid like identifications and the border bullshit. Like, and I don't mean go and obliterate all of government. I mean, like, internally, while you're having dialogue with someone, you're just talking like heart to heart, like spirit to spirit. No borders.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
just figure it out. Like, figure out. And also, we've been doing dumbass shit here for a long time, like doing nothing or getting stuck in like programs and following. When you follow the man in making money, you're not even following a being. You're following like a fucking robot. Like, the CEOs are robots now. They're not even real humans anymore, I don't think.
And they're really old.
Yeah, it's like old money, just like boring as fuck. Like, let's do something interesting that we actually want to do, and
Yeah.
there's nobody to
And
there's nobody to stop anymore. Plus, there's no one that would want to stop. Like, it's our land. We live here.
Yeah. We just want to have some fun.
Exactly.
I know 3 people who quit their job this week. Can we give a round of applause?
Really?
Yes, people are just, they're feeling really, and I mean, 2 of them are really, really close to me, and it's just this alchemical thing that you physically cannot be in these miserable jobs anymore. And that's how I wouldn't say I had it bad, but I was physically pushed out of the job before last. So I was in a corporate salon, and I totally outgrown it, but I was not making moves out of there really fast. So I went into work one day, and I was so sick to my stomach, I felt like I was going to faint. And
Mm-hmm.
it was because I needed to quit. It was like, today's the day I need to leave. And I did, and I went independent. And being independent, you have control of your own schedule. So it worked out for me because of the way I transitioned into doing this full time. But yeah, two people super close to me just had the same thing happen, and with no, because that's the thing, when you're working so much, you don't have time to look for another job. You don't have time to see what your options are, and that's the biggest irony. So, oh, heroes. Anyone that grants themselves forgiveness, anyone that leaves that soul sucking job and stops participating in this monetary system is a hero, modern day hero.
Yeah,
Let's have some fun.
it takes some guts to drop out of that. I mean, I feel like I want to go do the fucking tribe thing and like live in the jungle for a while or something. Like I really feel like,
Yeah.
and I can't. I'm not exactly in the position to do that because I have a son and I still need to support him monetarily via courts and whatnot. So I know he's a tether in that aspect, but at the same
Yeah.
time, I can also find a way to make a decent amount of money so I can go live in the forest for a month or something or a couple months, and experience that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's like one of these people that's like, worst case scenario, I just go backpack, do the Appalachian Trail or whatever's in North Carolina.
Yeah, like I don't know. We need to explore. We need to just come out of the suppression mindset because I know everybody's been in it, and we have the memories of like the torture programs and the whichever of us were in my labs and the MK Ultra. Everyone has residuals of those memories anyway. So even if like this particular body mind that you're inhabiting does not have direct memory of like sort of trauma and trauma bonding experiences and alters and all this thing, that you still are part of it. Like the people that went through that, their trauma is in the collective psyche, and we can help heal that for them even if we don't have those direct memories.
Yeah. But I'm not sure I understand exactly what you mean.
I mean, like the people that went through, say, MK Ultra, like trauma to achieve an end, right? Scientists are trying to get this person to do whatever, produce whatever result, be a lab rat, whatever, and they went through this incredible like psychological torture. I'm saying like
Yeah.
that burden, we are all connected to that in some way, shape, or form, even if we didn't like directly experience it.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So like as a group, if we can, you can even find these things if you're going into sort of a meditative space or a breathwork space. You can go into these things and you can actually hold space for traumatic memories, and
Yeah.
help you can help the collective in that way. Like you don't just have to think about, oh, what did I do in my exact particular life. Like there are multiple ways to help in this realm situation.
Yeah, totally. And isn't it interesting? It's such a loneliness epidemic. We need to spend more time with each other,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
being around each other, and talking on the phone more instead of texting or emailing.
Yeah, there's it's so silly that like we're, what did they say, 7 billion people, 7.5 billion people, and everyone is just like by themselves, just looking into the screen or just like doing, everyone isolated out, and like there's so many of us, there's no reason for it.
Oh, strange times.
Yeah.
Do you know that there are more people on this planet right now than have ever died?
Really?
I don't know how someone would scientifically measure that, but Brooks Agnew told me, and he's a very like well in touch, smart man. But that's neither here nor there. It just is sort of interesting to think about. It might be true.
Well, we've never had such a huge amount of population ever, right?
Yeah, like do you think when Enki and Leo and Anu were creating man slaves, they're like, let's make 8 billion slaves? Yeah.
Right.
I don't think so. So I think it's fair to say there probably are more people on this planet now that have ever died. 'Cause 8 billion is a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if those statistics are accurate. I don't know. Like when I've traveled through the interior, and you're probably experiencing it right now, like there aren't that many people in the interior of the states,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Everyone's clustered in the cities, and then you can look at the numbers for the cities. Like in San Francisco, there's about 1 million people. Maybe it fluctuates 500,000 a day due to tourists and stuff. But where are these 300 million that they're claiming are in the states? I don't know. Like I don't know if it's possible to like verify that.
Whoa. Yeah, last time I checked, I was in elementary school though. It was 240 million. So now it's got to be so many. But that's a really good point because you're right. There's so much of this country that is uninhabited.
Hmm.
Oh my God, there's a sign of Bill Clinton up here. That's weird. Oh, we're in Arkansas. That's why. Okay.
Is that his home state?
Yeah. It's like a nice picture of him smiling. We're like, wait, what? That's out of place. But no, it's not. It's like in Arkansas.
Wow. How long? How much driving do you have to get to New
Um,
York?
oh, it's a 30-hour drive from Austin. So I'm stopping in Memphis, and I'm staying with a gal who's friends with my friend Laurel Love. So this is exactly what I mean when I say resource-based economy. Now
Hmm.
I could just get a hotel, get an Airbnb, but instead I asked someone who thought might know somebody in Memphis, and now I'm going to stay with her, and she actually happens to be an part of MK Ultra, or was, and I'm a researcher for that sort of thing. So it works out perfectly because we can do some healing and get her testimony and
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
just hang out, connect.
yeah.
So yeah, it's like living the dream right now. I don't have very much money, but I am very happy.
It's like being able to have a free spirit, though. I think that's what's always the most valuable to me.
Yeah,
Not having to, because the going to the job thing, the daily job, and like that mental entrainment is so traumatic to like the wild spirit of myself, and I know all the rest of us who are actually alive. Like we can't do that for very long. It's just deadening.
yeah. There's so many services that we have the money, but we don't have time, or we don't have resources, or we're just lazy. But not even lazy. We've lost consciousness from little things like that. And also, this is like I keep giving this. We're gonna look back on this time and we're gonna be like, whoa, such strange times. I was
Right.
at 5D events, and we went to James Rick and I went to get like coffee and tea, but I just needed hot water because I already have my own little coffee packet,
Mm-hmm.
and he wanted hot water. He really wanted a tea, but the tea at the hotel is $2.75, and he's like, "That's so stupid." It's like sitting right there in like the cup of you can buy, like you can grab a sugar packet or grab a bag of tea. So wouldn't it be very human just to be like, you could just have it because that tea bag probably costs 10 cents.
Right.
But we don't even think to do that because of money and inflation. And when it's like we have all these convenient services, and Airbnb is really cool. You're still connecting with people. Um, but what if you didn't have to spend that money? What if we were just more resource? We were more communicative because with technology and the cell phones and this whole thing, it's not just the dumbing down of America in the world, really. It's also the silencing of America. We're not as communicative. We don't share our resources like that. We don't even think like that anymore. So, gotta bridge that gap.
Yeah. We're coming out of it slowly but surely.
Yeah. Every conference seems to have like a general theme that everybody's sort of downloading, and this one, yeah, maybe it's because I was doing a workshop on it, but exiting the monetary system, I am coming in doing a workshop on how to do it. It's actually a very emotional, alchemical process. It's not a physical process of redistributing money and yada 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 like you would think. No, it's very much finding sovereignty within your heart and your soul.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a webinar that I gift for donation if anyone wants that. But I presented at 5D events. But anyways, it was like everybody was talking about it.
So
And
it was the reception was good for your. Did you put that together yourself?
Yeah. So I made it. You mean the presentation?
Yeah, well, just whatever process you're outlining as far as becoming.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I started with 3 steps, but then I added on 2. So because I'm just going by my experience and my guidance.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like I just made it up overnight. It's actually been a long process of figuring out how to teach people, how to do it myself, and then teach other people.
Mm-hmm.
So the first one is to recognize where money is illusory, and it's very easy to recognize in credit card debt. Not saying you should rack up credit card, but this is why I made a webinar, because I can't just hand somebody this sheet of paper with these 5 steps and say, here, go do this. It's a very mindful process. It's not for the weak-minded.
Mm.
And it's important that everything's in check, spiritually, mentally, physically, and then also that you fully understand what I'm trying to say. So that's why, get the webinar. Don't just take these 5 steps and run with it, but just recognizing where money is illusory, because it's not easy to see right away, but you meditate on it and you focus on it, you research, and you feel like, oh, okay, yeah, that money, I guess, is pretty illusory. Stop giving it away. Live simply in service to others. And I added on a step at the beginning. Before you do any of this, you have to get your life down to 0 waste. You don't waste time, you don't waste money, you don't waste resources, you don't waste anything. You don't waste energy.
Like a minimalist sort of view.
Yeah, just living simply.
Yeah. Where is it available? Where is the webinar available if people want to check it out?
You can donate to my PayPal. I got Venmo, whatever. You can email me. I swear app, and then I send it via email.
Okay, so it's just any donation amount, and then you'll send it.
Yeah, just whatever feels good.
Okay.
But it was funny because I forgot I was doing a workshop, which sounds terrible. It's like my first big conference. And
Maybe you were nervous. Maybe you were nervous.
I wasn't, though. I was bizarrely calm. Like, it's this new natural habitat. And so calm to the point where I was like, oh, I forgot I'm doing a workshop. I don't even know that I ever knew I was doing a workshop, to be honest with you. But, whatever, it's an intelligent design that we live in, so it's probably for a purpose. So I start making one in the morning, and I'm like, whatever, I can throw something together, it doesn't matter. I can talk for hours about ascension, AI, money, whatever. So I start putting something together, but I'm like not really feeling it. I'm like, this will be fine, whatever. And then I get to my workshop, and I go to open up the PowerPoint, and I'm feeling like, I hear things like claircognizance, I feel like telepathy, I feel like very much in touch with my higher self.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, no, you're gonna do this other one. Like, you were never gonna do that PowerPoint. That's why you were not into it. That's why you were feeling it.
Yeah.
But I didn't even think to do that until I got up there, and I felt my higher self was like, no, we're gonna do this one. I'm like, oh, okay, that's fine.
So you just switched it and then received whatever you were getting like input with, like on the fly.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, oh, I guess. But I don't even know why I didn't think to do that. Because it was a really good workshop.
We can never think to do that, because like that sort of inspiration is not something that we can like lasso. It just comes when it comes if you're like energetically available, but you don't know for sure if or when. So we always have to make these sort of plans, which eventually like usually fall through, but we need something. You know?
I feel great support connected into the cosmic intelligence or whatever, that I feel very comfortable living my life that way now, because I keep my channels, I guess, I I call it operating as avatar self.
Mm-hmm.
I had worked on clearing the ego, which was actually a lot of work. I think I cried 80% of 2015. So
Really?
it's not an easy process.
Uh,
And then I feel there's 0 point technology and suppressed technology that people talk about. I think we have a 0 point within our bodies too. And I think the 0 point is when you don't really emit all those irrational hormones and chemicals and anxiety and fear, and you're just like an emotional reactive ball of energy. I think 0 point is when you're really operating from the heart and you've really got to control over your reactionary emotions.
mm-hmm.
So when we're living in that heart space and we're like really free and clear, and you just make sure you maintain that frequency, it's like very easy to just go with the flow and trust that inner voice, trust that higher guidance. So that's what I do. I help people. I'm an ascension coach, so I help people get to that point. And I just started a monthly coaching package too. Just really excited about.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get my first client. Because I've been doing ascension coaching, and it's like we'll meet once a week for about a month. It seems. It seems like it's like a month, and then the fifth one is kind of like a recap and evaluation. So I thought it would be a good idea to do a monthly package where we just are in contact as much as needed instead of saving it all up for one appointment. So
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
excited to try it that way. I think it would be really fun.
Yep. If anybody wants to have Lauren as a coach, go email her or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think for everybody, just to like, just realize that you are not alone with feeling like a wacko and crazy and all this, and it literally is insane. Like if you try and look into the reality of it, and then like add into that the fact that people are subjective, and everyone's internal universe is different. Just like realize that there is a support network, and if any of you reach out to us, you're not going to surprise us. Basically, like if you come to me with something, you're not going to surprise me, and you will receive
Right.
you will receive help.
My favorite part about my job is I get to hear it all. I seem to attract people that have things that they've been working on, or technologies or whatnot, or just things they've experienced that they can't tell anybody about. Because I know you could probably relate. You have like a profound experience. I think it's human to want to tell. I'm an open book. It's human to want to tell somebody, but then you're like, I can't tell anybody. They're gonna think I'm nuts.
Right.
But yeah, this community is so wonderful. Like you can't. There's nothing people do that surprises me. You can't tell me anything that surprises me. And at this stage in the game, you can't really tell me anything that I can't help you with either. Which sounds like a big, bold statement, but it's kind of been my path, it seems.
Yeah, I mean, if you are what you are, unless someone else can prove otherwise. That's what I've found also, is that like when people claim to be something nowadays, no matter how like bizarre it is or unbelievable, like unless you can really say otherwise, then they are that. Like there's not a whole lot to do about it.
Well, my guidance has been, you're not going to tell people who you are, you're going to show them who you are. And I find that with communicating with higher consciousness, ET races, they don't really use words. It's so weird on Earth. We're so wordy that we're like, tell me how safe this is. Tell me how comfortable. Tell me how much you love me. All these things. But they don't communicate like that. So if you want to know what you're dealing with, you really got to go off a feeling or like actions. And I feel like we're sort of adopting that same mode of communication.
Yeah, words are definitely clunky, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
And I think there's still people out there that know more about us than we know,
oh yeah.
and that trips me out because, again, living in this world, we're like, I want to know tell me everything.
I feel like it's just a big like interdimensional TV show. Like they're trying to put all sorts of props in here for us, and then they're like, why aren't these guys doing anything? How come? How come they got stuck in just doing the same boring shit every day? Like we want a good show, you know?
Yeah.
If you look at it like you are say look at it like you're a reality TV show for some aliens or something, and they're not mean. They're just like they like watching good shows, and like they're your friend in a sense. And
Seriously.
you can just like look at yourself as an avatar. It's not a big fucking deal. Like avatars die, you're probably gonna get rebirth somehow, or you know, like just the whole narrative and storyline that you were fed. That just like drop that one off. Go figure out something cool and exciting to do, and go do it and tell people about it and be excited about it. You'll have reception in this community for whatever you come up with.
Yeah. Yeah, when I say Avatar, I mean I just picture like the game The Sims. I
Mm-hmm.
picture like this little green diamond gem above my head that's being guided by higher self.
Yeah, it's good. I gotta start probably wrap this up, Lauren, because
Okay.
I've been going for coming up on like 3 hours now, and I'm probably kind of tired of talking.
Yeah,
Um, but
totally.
if you have anybody you would like to recommend to come on here for the 30 and 30 kind of challenge I'm doing right now, then feel free to send
Ooh.
them my way.
Yes, my two friends that are seemingly becoming like business partners, Matthew Mordian with Remember Your Mission and Laurel Love with, well, it's just her name. She does DNA activations. So I
Okay.
work with them a lot because Matthew does incredible. He can get into the energy body and remove things and also point out things that you might not have known are there. So get the clear it out, clear you out. Then she brings in calmness to yourself. So, and I'm kind of like the 3D aspect of the coaching process, the implementing in the daily life. So they would be really awesome. They're two of the most fascinating people I know.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe when I upload this show and I'll tag you like I did last time. Maybe you can tag them in the same post and mention that if they'd like to,
Okay.
they can reach out to me and we can start something going that
Yeah,
way.
yeah,
Build the network
yeah,
out, right?
definitely. Yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, safe travels for the rest of your trip.
Thank you. Thank you for helping me kill an hour on the road.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, talk soon. I'll see you around on the social medias, I guess, until we talk in person again.
And I'll see you in that strange digital realm.
Yes, yes.
All
All right.
right.
Good night, Laura.
Take care. Good
Or Lauren,
night.
sorry. Good night.
Good night.
Two, three.